We'll be here shortly. Enjoy the music.
Alrighty. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream and thank you for tuning in today. Today is Saturday the 9th of November. We're doing as well as can be. Sorry for the delay in the intro. But a few things that I had to wrap up real quick before I could actually switch over to here. As per usual, and as always within the stream, if you have any questions, feel free to ask those questions and I'll get to them as soon as I'm able to do so. Other than that, we're going to continue on. There was a patch today that I saw in the game as well. I didn't really dig in, check in, or look into as to what that patch may have contained, but it is a patch nonetheless. Okay. Alrighty. These are all like material kind of things over here. These are quest related things. These I'm assuming would be things I can sell. But we'll have to double check on that. Interesting. It doesn't look or feel as cluttered today. Is there any way I can make that the default? If there is, I'm not exactly seeing it. There isn't really a lot to change here, which I mean, again, the game is pretty early, so that makes sense. Okay, we have quite a few quests that we were trying to work on. The fuck, did that get like reset or some shit? Or did it just become more? Like, holy crap. Minutes remaining until dark. Or until dusk. Okay, so I could actually go down to the Fangs of Night. I just wanted to see if these other earring pieces that I got could be sold. Sell price 7. Oh man. Ironically, I was watching Esmond Gold before this, and I think he was going to be playing this today. So I'm assuming that's what the messages are, as like, quit fucking bothering him, because he's just trying to enjoy the game. Like, fuck off. It makes sense. I mean, copper. Project stack size, mining stack size. What is that? Repair all equipment. Oh, well, I guess I do have equipment that requires repair. Fantastic. Not ideal. Opening up a tab right now. Kind of look at how hunting works, because That was one thing I was kind of like, I'm not sure if this is intended to work or how is this supposed to work. Okay. Animals can be found in herds across the lands. Do gatherable resource. Taming is a subtask of hunting. For the purpose of A2, we are going to dual purpose some NPC monster population. I'll just bring it over here to read it. Population is to serve as hunting targets, but ultimately the long-term goal is that these will be unique NPCs within the world you could track down and hunt in order to collect materials for resources. Okay. Tameable creatures. Mounts and combat pets can be found in the wild and tamed. Hunting is a gathering profession and acid creation. Animals can be found to do. Okay, that's kind of what I just read. What creatures to do. For example, a wolf or a dog may look different, but may be balanced the same as a temperate behavior. Animal husbandry. Breeding. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, so you have the animal husbandry, so you have breeding mechanics, genetics, animal and mounts, and then you have combat pets, so on and so forth. So I'm kind of perplexed, I guess. Just hunting is you go and hunt and kill animals to get byproducts of that animal. So this doesn't really talk about how the fuck that you get to that. Combat pets, whatever, aquatic mounts. I mean, that's cool that you'd be able to have different types of mounts. That makes sense. That mount looks cool. Mounts are obtained through the Sweat of Your Brow quest, which is an early quest available for players in starting areas. Yep, that's how we got our first horse mount. Mounts can be found in the wild and tamed. Mounts can be found in the wild and tamed. Okay, that just goes right back to the same article, just a different bullet point. We have 3 different tiers of mount. Prone and land, gliding and jumping, and royal and flying. Similar to EverQuest in terms of that aspect. It'd be similar to other games, but that's the reference that stands out to me the most. And then there'll be a monopoly market of people who are good tamers. They could use that to essentially from there. Mounts can be killed and resurrected after cooldown. Various animal variants for mounts. I don't really care about mounts at the moment. I just wanted to know how to get the Grem skin. Because in where the hell was it? Crafting. So artisan. Crafting. Armor. No, leatherworking? Yeah, so here we have Grem skin. Requires novice standing to craft. Anyone continue to harass the ball will have a hammer brought down upon them. Oh man. People being people. Okay, so it's just basically go kill Grems. But it also said it was going to be 21 minutes until dusk. Down here is also the area for killing the wolves quest, so we'll kind of see if we can double dip a little bit. So is that... We'll see. Is that doing anything for hunting? I don't really know. And I'm getting experience for it, so I mean, that part's nice, but I don't know if it's actually doing anything from a hunting perspective. Yeah, this whole requires hunting apprenticeship, so... Requires hunting... Apprenticeship hunting certification. Yeah, I agree. Fucking with what was just in the server messaging. Did I just fuck up? Did I not? I don't think I did. Oh, I was trying to put... Yeah, I was trying to put this... Oopie. I was trying to put this stuff in the storage, but for some reason it wasn't letting me. Looking down a little bit further. Any of these the same? Hemlock, Eastern Hemlock. Jesus, this is a lot of bullshit. Or is hunting not a thing? Like, fucking confused. Kilogram for carcasses, 10 for full suit and droppings. To get a carcass, you need to harvest a rarish dead grem that has the target symbol above over the head. 30 kilo bunch, gather dry folds, harder to find. Have some wood. Oh man, then it talks about node. So node is like region, town, etc. We're kind of looking at this right here. So my only ratio is tier 2 versus tier 3. And then going through here, mine if plate over zinc. Not sure if the metal nodes are bugged. But it's like essentially this goes into saying kilogram for carcasses, around 10 for full suit and droppings. To get a carcass, you need to harvest a rarish dead grem. Then you try and go like, okay, how do I harvest? And I don't want to watch some fucking stupid video on fucking YouTube or some shit. Fair point. That makes sense. skill? I'm not sure how the fuck this is supposed to work then. Fuck, I thought dusk. Wait, what? It's been saying 21 minutes remaining for like a while now. Yeah, these motherfuckers right here, I don't know what to do with these. Oh, okay. About the best I'm gonna be able to do, I guess, then. Okay, so that's how you get the carcass, and then maybe earned 160 hunter experience. Okay, so that's how you hunt by rubbing them. I'm gonna go rub this deer. Can't. No deer rubbing. Alright, so I just need to go and rub a whole bunch of grams. Still need to work on the plant gathering. So we'll get there at some point. So rub this one. Rub, pet, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's really kind of the same thing. Red's potatoes grow stronger. Monkeypox Vacation, nice name. Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Enjoy the content that is currently being provided to you, and welcome to the Potato Patch. Any questions, just ask, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Okay, so those people are killing a lot of the ones I don't care about. It is not, no. Essentially, if you have not bought into the game already, to get into this current alpha, you would have to spend, I think it's like $120. So yeah, this is not free, it's not open or anything like that. We're gonna just enjoy the watch. Yeah, no problem. Currently playing with one of the mages right now. And I was trying to learn how the whole hunting system was gonna work. But right now it just seems like the hunting system is go up and pet something. And what I mean by that is, so, oh, it's a floating tree. You go over and you find a creature that has a crosshair above them. So like these don't have crosshairs, they're just normal creatures. And so then you'll find over here, every once in a while, get this one with the crosshair above it. You go up to it and you just hit F once. And then you start petting it. And if you're familiar with how like the New World game works out, where the gathering skills on New World, it slowly progresses the circle. It's the exact same thing. And then by petting it, I pet it to death, and now I have a carcass. Obviously, that may change later on, but that's the current embodiment. So the other thing is experience. So experience gain is based on who does majority damage from what I'm seeing. So if this individual player starts attacking something and I attack something, whoever does the most damage is going to get the experience. The person who does the least damage gets nothing. I'm not a fan of that. I like having like a potential split. But then I can also see the flip side of it is doing it that way promotes grouping. It promotes getting into a bigger group to do things. Yeah, there has been a lot of announcements. And I saw and hear about that. Where the heck was it? Yeah, but there's definitely been some system-wide announcements that have been going out due to the fact that he's been getting bombarded, which that sucks. That shouldn't be the way things are. But I mean, it's going to be a tough way to combat it, other than ban threats. I just searched the channels, low to high viewers, and here I am. Appreciate it. I was watching Asmund myself earlier before I started. Mainly because I like some of his viewpoints. I like how he handles certain things and talks about certain things. Seems to have a pretty good head on his shoulders from that perspective. As for they should have seen this coming, right? You can argue the fact that they probably did, but without giving, like, essentially streamer privilege, right? Without giving that kind of a thing life, there isn't much they can do. I mean, the game does have PvP, so because it has PvP, any game that does have PvP has an opportunity to grief, has an opportunity to do bad things. Like when I was on here yesterday, I think there was one guy who kept just rushing as a red to over this area, and he just kept rushing in to die. And I was doing like all freaking day, and I was like, okay, I'm not sure why, but all right. Consider paying 120 if they had PvE servers. That now, I myself haven't experienced any PvP other than me looting other players. It's like, if I click on this player, can I attack them? I don't have any ability to attack right now. It says invalid target. So technically, I'm PvE right now because I can't attack this general player. So my theory or thought is there's probably areas that you go into that have faction differences. So from here, right, we got these factions. Essentially, maybe they're not a faction, maybe it's an area. And so they have these different areas. Maybe that's one way to differentiate where the PvP comes into play. Or maybe there's active events. Events that pop up on the map that enable the ability for PvP, right? So I'm not 100% sure how the PvP works, because I've been loosely paying attention to this game and Pantheon. Luna says, hi, hey Luna, how you doing today? And hello as well to SimplyNat. Thank you both for stopping by. As one in the starting area, so might have been a bug, who knows? Yeah, it's going to take a little bit more understanding, because like when you start, you're right here. So this area right here, the Ember Sprain, this is where you start. You go around, you kill goblins for a little bit, do a couple quests. You then slowly branch over across under this area. Then you get to the first town, or node as they call it. In this town, some of the first quests that you do teach you how to use the crafting stuff, and also get you your first mount. And then from there, you can go north to try and do quests up there, or you can do south to do quests down there. The quest system, for the most part, you have conversational type quests like most games, but then you also have commissions. The biggest thing I would say for commissions is, the most familiar thing I can think of is how New World has those quests that they run with on the town board. Can't do that. So is daylight actually going to change? Because it keeps saying 21 minutes remaining until dusk. I'm down here because there's a quest here. I don't know why my quest marker's gone. Where I gotta kill Fangs of the Night. So untrack, retrack. Yeah, Slay Wolves and Lionhold, they only come out at night. Oh, I need night to make that happen. Oh, kinda sucks. Yes, yesterday was horrible though. Yesterday was just a lagging, like, is that thing dead? Is that thing not dead? Kind of thing. It was quite the aspect. So I'm glad that they did something today to make it better. And then there was also a patch that they threw out today as well. would really like audio balancing in the game a little better. Because to me, there are certain parts of the game that are really loud, even though I go into my audio options and the only thing that's high is voiceover. Right? Music is 10, sound effects is 20, yet it's still, some things are really freaking loud. And Dual Glint is a resource as well. As you can see, like resource bag. As you get your general items, you get your resource bag, and then you got your quest items. General resources are mainly crafting materials. Watching Dark Knight Rises at the moment. Well, Simply Nat Begs builds a Lego tumbler. Oh, you guys got one? Fucking sweet. So other people must be grabbing the ones that have the icon above their head, which is a little bit of a challenge then, as with like any new population of a game, right? You can only get so many things from a certain area. And then if it's all being camped or all being gone after, because you have a whole bunch of people in the same area, it's a little more challenging. But the population, from what I can see visibly, is way like 1/10 of what it was yesterday. Post pics when I'm done. Cool. Appreciate it. Then just like any EQ style or WoW style MMO, you can use left click to look around, right click to move around. You got left and right, or A and D is your strafe, and forward and back like so. And then you have E for block, but block is only really for like if you have a sword or something to block with. You got the dodge capability. You have your hotkey bars up the yin and yang. Your basic attack, which is holding down Q essentially, so tab, then hold down Q. I kind of wish it was auto attack, like you just toggle to Q and then go from there. But I mean, there's a plus and minus to each one. And then like leveling wise, you have your weapon levels. So your weapons can level up, and then you have your character level. And then you also have your levels for your various gathering crafting skills. Like you have your class skills, right? And you got points that you get when you level up your class. Experience bar being at the bottom center. Your weapon leveling up. Your stamina leveling up. And then you get your general skill book, which has all the different skills that you have obtained. Let's go down to here. Rock effects by 10% increase. Why not? And then you have your artisan. Get your crafting skills, your gathering skills, your processing skills, and so on and so forth. What kind of sucks, but I also think it makes sense, is when you first do the quests to learn about these things, the gathering skills and the processing skills, there's no experience gained because of the fact that it's all done in town. So it makes sense, but in the same instance, it's like, well, you got nothing for your time. As with anyone, I would think, if you spent money on a game, and you're playing a game, and you're getting nothing for your time, you're not going to be very happy. That was a waste. I shouldn't have casted that. So these are only really dropping Dookie. These randomly will drop, it appears to be Glint and Dookie. But that's about it. So really I need to just pay attention to the ones that I can grab onto. And then as you progress in taming, you can actually tame other creatures. And then you can have this as your mount, or there's also attack pets too, which is another whole dynamic, which is kind of cool. Did I get high enough to hunt the deer? Oh, okay. As long as a hunting standpoint, artisan, go for gathering, hunting is level 2, but it still shows novice. Okay, if this isn't going to change like daytime, nighttime, this is going to be a little challenging to get this thing. So what I might do is I might do a whole bunch of it abandonment of these side quests. And then regain them so that way. So I'm wondering if the patch may have changed some certain things about this. You could argue that this game is certainly feeling pretty good as an alpha. And what I mean by that is it actually feels like an alpha. Which could push some people away for the factor that, well, not everything works as intended. And you get your general chat log, so you got your general, your party, your guild, city, and then log. Here, storage clerk right here. Material storage. These are the materials we gained. Is there, okay, so control click doesn't work. Because left control is our dodge. So shift click. Split. Right click. Cool. So right click moves the stack. That's cool. So now I'm curious if I can use the materials in my warehouse to craft with. What I was talking about earlier is like, so here we have this board right here, and you can get these various quests from the commission board. Harvest eastern lumber in the Riverlands, fish, harvest western larch. We could get like 2 of these, for instance. Now we have them. And then if we check the map, did it actually mark a specific area? Not really. So What that then indicates to me is because it didn't mark a specific area, they can essentially be found anywhere. We don't have any withered oak on us. We don't have any granite on us either. So then it makes me think that you have to carry what you want to craft. And there's another dynamic on the crafting where the town or the node has to be a certain level to have the certain level of crafting equipment or gear. If the town or node is not a certain level, then it would be only at a certain level of crafting or gear. Which is, again, I think that's similar to how New World has it, where you can have like level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4 crafting stations. Okay, so in theory, I right click and that does nothing. Oh, that's weird. Please give it. I had this issue yesterday and I had to relog. This is what I mean about it, like being a true alpha. Certain thing is just not working at some point. Okay, so we'll log out real quick. Log back in and try again. So even with the amount of people that were in yesterday, the queue was not that bad, which is quite nice. See, so it's like I had to relog for some reason. We don't know why. And hopefully we'll find out at some point. Let's rearrange these and play some inventory Tetris. Now, unlike Tarkov, you can't, as far as I know, you can't rotate the items to make them fit. I mean, that makes sense because that seems to be like a feature that is something that is relatively new to games. To be able to rotate items to properly play Tetris with your inventory. So all we have is the ability to do the weathered oak timber. Kind of sucks. Essentially, my inventory is building up with the other forms of wood that I can't use. So you buy it? Oh, 1 silver. Nice. I suppose that works. That'd be one way to get a better weapon. Okay, so we got harvest, things, which is fine. And then this is the commission board for quests. Urban survey, caseless cackles. That's goblins. Goblin swarm over the ruins for capital. We'll grab that. We can use that as a reference point. So silence goblins. And then this is what we're referring to in terms of questing wise. That there now we have a circle or area of influence. And then we can summon our pony. Get on the horse and start going to town. And this is the area I was hunting at before, but I wasn't actually I didn't have any little quest for it. I think he has a quest for me. What happened? I can recover the records. I'll do it. Some of the quest givers do have spoken dialogue or voiceover dialogue, but a lot of them do not. And in some cases, you'll run into where the spoken dialogue does not match the text that's provided. This game is already one of the better games in the past 10 years because that's what people expected, right? The game has a shit ton of potential. But then again, you could argue that New World had a lot of potential too. Like I was really excited for New World, but then in the end, New World didn't turn out to be that great. I would say New World is better than what it used to be, but there's still, I would say, a fair amount of area for improvement. But do take into consideration when I say that, I'm reaching from an aspect of someone who played a lot of Ultima Online, and someone who played a lot of EverQuest. I played a lot of EverQuest 1. I played a fair amount of EverQuest 2. I had 400 hours in Lost Ark. I have 170 hours in Throne and Liberty. And there's the problem right there where someone else did the majority of the damage, so then I didn't get any experience or drop. Ooh, a recipe. Nice. How would you say? Okay, I think the whole lot more time got put in this game, to be honest. This game has there's two aspects to that, where the first aspect is this game is already, what, 4 years in development? So that does help in some ways, but it also can hurt in some ways. Now, as for like time on the player, there is going to be a massive time sink on the player. Because leveling itself, as you can see, is not very quick. And that would also be supplemented by the fact that... What the fuck is this? Supplemented by the fact that the gathering is very time consuming. Now, they could make changes or modifications to make it less time consuming. And I think that's going to be like a plus or minus aspect, where the plus and minus is what reward am I getting and how much time am I sinking into it, right? So it comes into a weird gray area. RuneScape player, and I need a game worth at least 600 hours. There's nothing wrong with that. I remember the days when what was it? People would be like, "Oh, you played RuneScape, you suck." Where? And I'm like, RuneScape's a good game. I don't care what anyone says. It's a good game. There are plenty of parts that are good about RuneScape. Kind of like I enjoy playing Diablo 4 now. I didn't in the beginning. Current Diablo 4 is enjoyable to me. So that's something I've been playing a bit on. What was the other game that I was playing a bit more recently? Oh, New Worlds I've been playing a bit more recently. Trying to think of other MMOs that have been decent as of late. I wouldn't really consider Diablo an MMO. Diablo's just an RPG. Playing self-found hardcore WoW classic now. Nice. Enjoyable to explore all the game has to offer. Now, there's one thing about me is I never liked WoW. I never liked it, never enjoyed it. When people were playing WoW, I was playing EverQuest. And it's not that I disliked the game. It didn't resonate with me. Can I steal a kill? Oh, damn.